Good morning, everyone. I welcome everyone to my YouTube channel where we dive deep into Tripura Civil Service, the untold truths of this TPSC. I may not reveal my face or my name, but I am here to share knowledge, experiences, and insights that come straight from the heart and years of learning and exploration. But the question is why? Why I am doing this? I'm doing this because it's not about who I am, it's about what I bring to the table. This channel is all about you, your growth, your question, and your journey. So, if you are ready to challenge what you know, explore new perspectives, or simply just learn something valuable, you are in the right place. You and me together, we are building a community based on curiosity, trust, and the power of ideas. Let's get started to this exciting journey together. So, once again, I welcome everyone to this YouTube channel that is TCS Today. So, we are going to talk about TCS, everything about it. So, very first question, what is TCS? TCS means Tripura Civil Services. This is a name of examination which is conducted by TPSC. TPSC is a commission, Tripura Public Service Commission. TPSC conducts so many examinations for recruitment. So the very first question, who should watch this video? This video is for someone who is presently studying in first year, second year, third year, or someone who is graduate, or someone who has completed masters or pursuing masters, or someone who have desire to clear this examination, who has the desire to challenge this examination, and who has the courage to clear this examination. It is for all. So here in this channel I want to start from the scratch, like from a student who is just started his journey, TCS journey. This video or this channel will helpful to his or her. At the same time, this video will also give a path or direction to someone who has already prepared 1 or 2 years, but he particularly don't have any particular direction. So it will be helpful from for everyone because I'll do it from the scratch. Okay, so let's start. TPSC. TPSC conducts so many examinations like combined, TCS, TPS, departmental exam, and so on. So one of those examinations is TCS, TPS, Tripura Civil Services, and Tripura Police Services. So here we are mainly going to target this examination TCS and TPS. So to clear this examination, there are many things to know. If you start it with proper strategy and proper technique, then this exam is just like another exam. Anybody can clear this. But if you don't have any particular or any right strategy, then you may have a lot of knowledge but you cannot qualify the exam. Okay, so strategy is the main thing. So let me discuss what will be the agenda for the video. First of all, we will talk about overview of the Tripura Civil Services. After that, we will talk qualities required to be a civil servant. After that, exam structure and selection process. Then study strategy and preparation tips. This fourth point, study strategy and preparation tips, we'll do it in the second video in detail. but today I will give you the overall idea how to do this. Okay, so let's go to first point. Overview of Tripura Civil Services. First of all, we need to understand one thing. Like if we want to prepare for civil services, then we must know what is the requirement of this job. If we are clear about the requirement, then only we can put effort in those directions which are required by the TPSC. Okay, so first of all, we need to know about the Tripura Civil Services and what are the functions they do. And if we know the functions what the actually TCS people do, then only we can make a proper strategy according to those requirements. So main functions are like implementing government policies, maintaining law and order, managing public administration, creating policies. Like for example, implementing government policies. Okay, so here in implementing government policies, so there will be many questions. Like there will be a policy and you need to just implement it. Okay, but to implement those policies, there has to there there has to some technique, there has to some problems. So as a civil servant you need to solve those problems accordingly. Okay, so these are the basic things that a civil servant must have. Okay, I will talk about this in the whole video whenever I will think that it is necessary. Okay, so now what are the qualities required to be a civil servant? Now if we know the qualities which is required by a civil servant, then from the very first day of our preparation we will try to inculcate those qualities into ourselves, so that in the meantime during our preparation we are fully ready, and during the D-Day exam day we can incorporate everything, every skill we gather, every knowledge we gather, we will put into those examination. It may be prelims, mains or personality test, anything. Now qualities required to be a civil servant. Now you need to understand what are those qualities that must required by a civil servant. The first quality I think that a civil servant must have is leadership quality. I'll take an example to explain this. Like suppose there is a flood and there is a civil servant. So during the flood there are many things to do. Like he or she must coordinate rescue efforts, allocate resources, and at the same time he has to calm the public panic. Okay, so to manage all these situations, there the civil servant must have strong leadership. If he or she has that strong leadership, that will ultimately ensure swift action and save lives. Ultimately the aim is to save life. Okay, so leadership quality is a must. Next is a communication skill. Now, communication skill, there is a myth. Communication skill, it doesn't mean that he or she has to speak English. No, it is not like this. To explain this communication skill, I will take an example. Suppose there is a protest, there is a public protest, and there is a civil servant. Okay, so when a civil servant will reach that particular spot of the protest, there that particular officer must have empathetic communication which will diffuse tension and foster cooperation. So if someone is good in communication skill, then definitely he can bargain well. Bargain in the sense to manage the situation. Okay, he will talk on behalf of government, and also he has to manage the demands of the protesters. So there has to be a balance. So communication skill is also a must. Next is integrity and ethics. Now the question is, what is integrity? See, integrity is nothing but whatever you do when no one is looking at you. Like, for example, suppose when suppose you are a civil servant or SDM somewhere. So during the awarding government contract, a civil servant must have integrity when he will be doing his job, because if the civil servant doesn't have that integrity, he will be in trouble. Integrity will help him to reject bribes and select the best bidder, ensuring transparency and public welfare. Okay, so integrity and ethics is must. Next is analytical and problem solving attitude. Okay, so one civil servant must have analytical and problem solving attitude. It is also a must. Then next is adaptability. Someone, a civil servant, must also have a quality of adaptability. Whatever the situation will be in front of him, he has to manage those situations. Like for example, during COVID, no one was expecting such things. No one was prepared. No one has that training. But with the situation, they have adopted the situation and has they has performed accordingly. So adaptability is must. Okay, so these are the main qualities a civil servant must have, but it doesn't mean that only these qualities only a civil servant must possess. There are many n number of qualities that a civil servant must possess. Okay, we'll talk it on later on. Next is exam structure and selection process. Okay, now in this point I'll go in detail. Okay, like for example, exam structure and selection process. There is a preliminary examination. The first stage is preliminary examination. In preliminary examination, you will be asked question from English, GS, current affairs of national and international importance, reasoning, okay, maths. So there are many things. So one has to master these things to qualify for prelims examination. Next is mains examination. Mains examination, let me clear it. Okay, for mains examination, see, I am not going in detail in this video. I will make separate video for preliminary examination, mains examination, and also for personality test interview, where I will discuss preliminary examination in much more detail. For example, I will show you how to analyze previous year question, how to judge a question, how to analyze what may come in future, what is the trend, how to understand the trend. Okay, and what are the burning topics that TPSC is asking question from. Okay, so this is just an introduction video, so I am just doing it just casually. Okay, so in the mains examination, it is a bit tricky. Mains examination, here it is also of two types. First is a language group and GS group. Okay, in language group you have paper 1 and paper 2. In paper 1 you will be asked general English, report writing, etc. And in paper 2 you will be asked English composition. You will be there will be a section of 50 marks which will include Bengali Kokborok, alternative English. You have to choose any one of them and you can write accordingly. Okay. So this was all about language group. After that there is a GS group. Okay. In GS group, paper 1, there is a paper 1. In paper 1 you will have 150 marks and it will include GK, current affairs, science and tech, numerical ability, reasoning or mental ability, environment, and security and disaster management. Okay, in paper 1 itself. Then there will be paper 2, 3 and paper 4 accordingly. Okay, so in paper 2 there will be modern Indian history, history of Tripura art and culture, geography of India, geography of Tripura. In paper 3 it will include polity of India as well as Tripura. In paper 4 economy of Tripura as well. Okay, so there are n number of things in mains examination. Okay, so I'm not going in detail here. I will make a separate video for mains examination particularly, where I will discuss previous year question, each and every topic from where, which was the current affairs, which was the current event in that year, and from where they have picked that question, what was the source of that question. Okay, so I will do it in detail. Okay, after that personality test and interview. So there is nothing to discuss about interview now. We'll discuss it later on. Okay, there will be time, we'll discuss it, don't worry. So first, our first priority will be mains and prelims. Mains will be our first target, after that prelims. If we all prepare for mains, then our prelims is automatically getting prepared. We don't have to prepare for prelims separately, but if we prepare prelims at first, after that we have to prepare mains separately. So better we have to prepare mains at first, after that prelims will be done at the same time. Now next topic is study strategy and preparation tips. Okay, so to crack any examination, this is a basic rule. First of all, what you need to do is a breakdown of syllabus. If you have good grasp on syllabus, then your half job is done. Okay, after that standard resource which you have to follow to cover those areas, those portions. Okay, don't worry, when I will be talking about the subjects, I will be in detail, I will be discussing about the sources, different types of sources, which one you should follow, what kind of people should follow what kind of sources. Okay, and what is and up to how much one should follow that source, everything I will tell, don't worry. After that one has to manage time. Then there is a very important role, there is a very important role played by mock test. Okay, and from where you should go for mock test, what should you do. After that group study discussion. What I believe is the best form of learning is discussion. So if you have a peer group, okay, 2 or 3 people group, and you if you can discuss the things you study or the things going around you, whatever you see in newspaper, so if you discuss, that will be the best form of learning. Okay, so this was all about this introduction video. Now I want to say something, like so many of you will be thinking like, can I do it? Question will be, can I do it? Is this civil service examination is for me? Can I do it or not? So number one thing, you ask yourself, can you do hard work? And if the answer is yes, then you are made for this exam. See, civil TPSC or any recruitment body those who recruit civil servants, they don't need any genius or talented person. They need a hardworking guy who can just do their job. So if you are an hard worker, if you can work hard, if you can sit tight in a chair in a closed room for 6 to 7 hours daily without getting bored, then this job is for you. And one more thing, if you think you cannot do, then really you cannot do. And if you think you can do, then I think you will do it. Means if anyone thinks that he can do it, then I think no one can stop him. So, and one more thing about this motivation thing. Nowadays I am seeing people are asking for motivation. Sir, please, sir, give some motivation. How should I start? What should I do? And this and that. No, what I think is external motivation is just a myth. It just what it work for just 5 to 10 or maybe 1 hour. The motivation has to come from within. Okay, always remember why you started. Whenever you will be in doubt, like what should I do, lack of motivation and all, just remember why you started. Okay, in this very examination we don't have to be smarter than the rest. Okay, we have to be more disciplined than the rest. If you are more disciplined compared to your competitors, then you are done. You will be in the list, you will be in the selected list. Okay, so this was for the today. Okay, last thing about myself. See, presently I am not comfortable to disclose my identity or anything, but I want to assure you that if you follow this channel, you will get good guidance. Means I am not here to sell any courses or anything, so I don't have any personal agenda or anything. I will truly guide you from my experiences. I have lot of experiences in different fields. Okay, so when there will be time I will let you know. So for the time being, this is it. So this was the first video. I will bring 2-3 videos more from this series. Like next video will be of my how to prepare mains, everything about mains, like what will be the syllabus structure, how to break down syllabus, how to choose standard material, how much to study, what to ignore, eh? These things, and current affairs, where to follow, how to read newspaper, should I read newspaper or not, which newspaper I should read, anything. There will be plenty of questions. Next video will be mains. After that the video will be prelims. Okay, and after that we'll see what videos what you require. I'll do accordingly. Okay, so this was for today. Thank you everyone.